Good evening. The Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Board of Trustees is now convened in the regular board meeting on Monday, August 11th at 6 p.m. in the Mark Henry Administration Building. I'd like to welcome those in our audience and those who are viewing online. The board is here to set goals, review reports, approve budgets, contracts, and personnel appointments, and establish policy for the district. It's not the board's role to handle the day-to-day operations. That responsibility lies with the superintendent. Policies and procedures are in place to address those concerns. This is a business meeting the Board of Trustees held in the public, but not a public meeting. Audience participation is limited to designated times and agenda comments. We ask for cooperation ensuring the meeting runs orderly and efficiently, as outlined in board policy. Board members have received materials related to tonight's agenda. Ahead of tonight's agenda, items may not be handled in the order that you received in the agenda. If the board determines closed session is needed during the meeting, they'll do so in accordance with section 551.071 through 551.084 of the Texas Government Code. Tonight's proceedings are being broadcast live on the district website and available for viewing afterwards. For the viewing to reflect clearly, please refrain from speaking while others are talking and keep your cell phones either turned off or on silent. Thank you for joining us this evening, and thank you for continuing interest in Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. Please note that board members may not respond to any public comments. This does not imply a validation of those comments. Participants should not be aware that public statements are protected by any claims of defamation or invasion of privacy. For detailed instructions on registering to speak, please visit the district website. And patrons register to speak. When you see your names on the screen, please come forward and see the reserved seats down forward. The invocation for tonight's board meeting will be given by Reverend Dr. Patricia L. Ryan, founder and president of the A Future and A Hope Counseling Ministry. Thank you, Dr. Ryan, for being here tonight. At this time, I'd like you to please stand for the invocation, Pledge of Allegiance, and honor the Texas flag.
Father, we are so grateful for the dedication and the work, the talents you have given to some to handle this very important job of teaching our youth and preparing this next generation. Lord, we thank you. We thank them. Father, we ask now that you would bless them in their gifts, that you would continue to give them that passion, that drive, and that energy to do this very important work. Lord, we thank you for everyone gathered here tonight, either electronically or in person, that we may all listen attentively as we learn how we can be a part of this very important job. We thank you, Lord. We love you, Lord. For it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. Thank you. Trustee Todd DeComp will now read the district's vision and mission statement.
Good evening. Our vision at CFISD is to create a thriving educational community where each student's full potential is cultivated, realized, and celebrated to ensure lifelong success. Our mission is to equip students today to impact tomorrow.
We'll now proceed with recognitions and award announcements portion of the agenda. 4A, the superintendent will make remarks and announcements regarding honors and achievements. Dr. Killian.
Thank you, sir. The summer of 2025 was an eventful one for Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. Please enjoy this video highlighting how our students and staff are on the path to amazing. Well, we were excited this summer following the completion of summer school programs. We held the summer school graduation or summer graduation on July the 30th at the Visual and Performing Arts Center. We were able to celebrate more than 133 summer graduates, plus we heard some wonderful speeches. Congratulations to all the graduates, and please enjoy this brief video recap. Congratulations again to all the students who graduated this summer. It was a long road for some of them, but it was a tremendously wonderful ceremony, and we were so happy to be there. Approximately 700 new CFISD family members joined us at orientation for new staff on July the 30th, also at the Berry Center. Please enjoy this video recap of that event.
Have new teachers in, and we have new staff as well. So it's just been an exciting morning, getting to know a little bit about them, and then also just sharing all the wonderful things in our district.
I joined Cypher because I went here when I was younger. I went to Leader Elementary and Cypher ISD, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed my teachers. They made me feel like I was a part of their family, so I wanted to continue that in Cypher as I got older.
So I decided to become a teacher because I'm a product of Cypher. I went to Cypress Creek High School, and I wanted to come back and teach all of my experiences in the field. Really enjoy this experience being at the orientation with a bunch of other teachers. I actually recognized somebody that was on video that went to high school with me, so again, I feel right at home.
I joined Cypher ISD because of the resources that offer to the students. Of course, it's one of the best school districts in the state of Texas, and I just wanted to be a part of something that was bigger than the program.
I actually graduated from Cy Woods, where I will be teaching. Cy Woods teachers had such a huge impact on my education, so I want to be able to give back to the students like they did to me.
I just want to tell you, have a wonderful year. We're going to have a great year, and we're so happy you're here. Enjoy yourself, and thank you very much for being part of CFISD.
It really was a great event, and I will tell you, I met a whole bunch of folks that are graduates that are coming back to give back to their community and to their school district, so that was wonderful. Well, the first day of school is right around the corner for 2025-26. It will be Wednesday, August 13th. We look forward to welcoming everyone back, both our students and our staff, and just want to remind the community to show a little patience. The first week of school is going to be full of a lot of vehicles, and there will be a lot more buses on the road because we return bus traffic to our area as well. If you are on the road, so just take a little bit of caution and watch out for our little ones that are coming off the bus and everything and getting onto the bus. For more back-to-school resources, please visit our website at www.cfisd.net/back-to-school. Another great program right around the corner here is the CFISD Bus Buddies program that invites volunteers to assist young bus riders as they reach their proper destination drop-off point. And we need adults to help them get there smoothly and safely. Bus drivers really appreciate that. Thank you for everybody who signed up. It'll be August the 13th and the 14th. Please think about being a bus buddy. It's a great thing for our students and for our bus drivers. And then also, just a reminder for those of you who don't know, Monday, September 1st will be a student and staff holiday, and we will observe Labor Day for that. And then before I get to some announcements about new staff members, I just really wanted to say thank you so much to several of our departments. You know, we had a lot of things going on this summer. We had legislation that was passed all the way up to the end of May and into June. And we had to scramble really quickly. And so I just wanted to thank our budget office, all the finance office, all the staff. Thank you, Karen, for all your work to try to get everything worked out before the beginning of the year and all, and we really do appreciate your work. Also, HR, everything you're doing to staff positions and make sure that we've got everything going on. Deb, we really appreciate you and your staff. The new residency program, we've got all sorts of great things going on thanks to y'all. And then Matt, of course, his department has been feverishly working on summer projects, and we had an abbreviated summer program. So Matt and his staff, they've done a remarkable job getting the facilities ready to go for the beginning of the school year. Also wanted to thank just the board for their work on the budget and making sure that we got raises for all of our staff members. You know, we were in a tight budget situation, and with the combination of state and local and a little bit of federal money, we were able to make quite a bit of inroads into some of the things we needed to lift up. You know, obviously we had some money from the state to help with teacher raises, but they threw us a curveball and they changed the definition of what a teacher is. In the past, whenever they flowed targeted money to our schools, it's always been teachers in the classroom, instructional specialists, it's been counselors, librarians, nurses. All of them were covered under the teacher moniker. But this year, when they passed the latest teacher increase and targeted it to just certain people, they contracted that definition down to someone teaching at least 4 hours a day directly with students. So that made everybody in HR and the business office scramble to try to figure out how to deal with all that, and where in the PEMS codes, our little information system, that would be covered. And TEA was scrambling, trying to make sure that they were giving us guidance all summer long. So it was a difficult summer for everybody. And then, of course, there were people that were left out of that pay raise. So we had to figure out a way as a board, superintendent, administrative team to give everybody some type of pay raise, because we know there hasn't been a lot of money on the table at various times over the last couple of years. So we were able to do that, do a 4% for everybody else. We were able to raise the teacher pay, base pay to 63, so to remain competitive with our surrounding districts. There was really no money for that in the teacher pay raise, and the step 1 and step 2 wasn't covered. So we made sure we covered that as well. Plus we had to cover the TRS district contribution, and we wanted to make sure that everybody got their step raise that are on the teacher scale, so we funded that as well. So, and that's not reflected in the chart that we put out. We were just trying to make sure that we showed the state that we flowed the money where it was supposed to and required by law in that chart. So, and then of course we just had a number of other people that we had to make sure that they were honored, and also making it to where $15 minimum an hour. We just couldn't go and do everything, but we did as much as we possibly could, include touching a little bit of insurance as well, some contributions there. So we still got some more work to do, and we'll work this year to try to make sure we have what we need for a good pay raise next year, and we'll be able to give that to the board. So thank you very much for all of that. So next, I wanted to move on to start the administrative hires piece. I wanted to transition into recognizing our new Chief Officer for School Leadership. Irene, would you come up to the mic here? Irene Ruiz. Irene has 22 years of educational experience, including 15 with CFISD, and her career began actually in Northside ISD in San Antonio. And then before that, she was also serving as a bilingual teacher in Arlington ISD for several years. She was promoted to an assistant principal position in Arlington ISD, and then she got here as fast as she could. She was here the next year, where she served at Moore Elementary School since in 2010. She served as assistant principal for a number of years there, and then she was named the principal at M. Robinson Elementary School in 2013. And in her 5 years at M. Robinson, she and her staff achieved incremental growth each year as a Title I campus and earned 5 TEA distinctions for the 2016-2017 school year, if I can get that out. In 2018, she was named Director of Community Programs. In this role, she led a staff of approximately 300 at 56 different campuses and 5 early learning centers, while managing a budget of more than $10 million. She was named to her current assistant sup role in 2023. Reese earned her Bachelor of Science in Communication Studies from the University of Texas at Austin. I'm sorry. I knew it. I knew you would do that too. And then Masters of Education in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies from the University of Texas at Arlington. Congratulations, Irene.
Thank you, Dr. Killian, President Henry, and Board of Trustees. It is truly an honor to be here this evening, and I sincerely thank you for the trust and confidence you have placed in me by allowing me to serve in this leadership role. I appreciate the opportunity to contribute to the growth and success of our campus leaders, students, and staff. I assure you that I am committed to leading with integrity, transparency, and a deep commitment to excellence. Every decision will be centered on what is best for our students, ensuring that they have access to the highest quality of instruction and the most supportive and engaging environments on our campuses. I am grateful for the partnership and collaboration between our departments and campuses, and I look forward to learning and working alongside each of you as we strive to keep CFISD on the path to amazing. Since joining the CFISD family 15 years ago, I've been blessed with numerous leadership development opportunities and support from inspiring leaders and dedicated teams that have invested in me, believed in me, and helped me grow into the person and leader I am today. There are so many, but to just name a few: Laura Harmon, Roy Garcia, Betty Rennell, who is here tonight, Donna Shepard, Dr. Carla Brosnahan, and Debbie Emery, who are also both here, Sharon Barnes, Leslie Francis, Teresa Hull, and Christina Cole. I could go on of all the reasons that these leaders are so phenomenal and how they've invested in me. But they taught me not only about servant leadership, they modeled it in their everyday walk. To our amazing cabinet members and Dr. Killian, thank you for your strong leadership and guidance for me and for all of our stakeholders. I am incredibly grateful for the collaboration and teamwork on our school leadership team as well, with Kenneth Henry and Chris Hecker currently, and then previously last year I only had 1 year with them, but Sarah Hardy, who's here tonight, and Dr. Sherry McCaig. They taught me so much about the school leadership department. And of course, our phenomenal department directors, Melinda Hood in Health Services, Franklin Sampson in Guidance and Counseling, and Dr. Glenda Horner in Professional Learning, for their commitment and expertise as we serve our phenomenal district and leaders. And to our outstanding group of principals, I have learned something unique from each of you throughout my various roles over the years. But one common thread is that each of you pour into your students every day and to your staff and communities with love and the highest standard of excellence. And I know that will remain as we continue to provide the best opportunities for our students. I'd like to recognize my family as well, who are here, and we have some watching online also. My husband, Mario. Stand up. He continues to be my rock and my biggest cheerleader. He's always telling me, you got this, you can do this. And of course, we have Brian, our son here. And all of our kiddos attended Cypress Ranch and CFISD campuses. Online watching is our daughter-in-law, Brian's wife, Becca. She is a teacher at Woodard, and we are so proud of her. She earned her TIA designation, so we're so proud of her. Yasmin is in San Antonio working as a speech pathologist, and Victoria, or should I say Captain Victoria Rivera, is serving in the U.S. Army at the Rock Arsenal in Illinois. And my brother, Richard, is watching from Dallas. And although they are not here physically, I do have to recognize my parents and sister who are watching from above. Many of you here at MHAB knew my father, Mr. Pat. He worked as a custodian here in the building, at ISC actually, before his passing. And he would always come home and talk about just the generosity and the kindness that he experienced from all of our staff in the district. He worked on campuses and he worked over at ISC. And so that is a true reminder of what makes our district so special, is that we care for all of our employees, all of our staff, and all of our students. And that is why I continue to choose CFISD. Thank you again for this incredible opportunity. I'm excited for the journey ahead and look forward to continuing our path to amazing. Thank you.
And we have another recently named administrative hire, and I will turn it over to Dr. Goree for her announcement.
President Henry, Dr. Killian, and Board of Trustees. As you know, Senate Bill 569 allows school districts to offer virtual or hybrid courses or virtual learning programs to students beginning with the 26-27 school year. As such, I am excited to announce Dr. Meredith Akers as the new Director of CFISD Virtual Pathways. Dr. Akers has dedicated her entire 18-year career to serving the students and community of CFISD. She began in 2006 as the first music teacher at Black Elementary, where she also served as technology liaison before moving into second grade math and science. In 2009, she was honored as Spotlight Teacher of the Year. In 2010, she became the instructional specialist at Farney Elementary, supporting all grade levels and subject areas. The following year, Dr. Akers was named assistant principal at Alt Elementary School, a role she held until 2018 when she became the principal of Rennell Elementary. Under her leadership, Rennell consistently earned A ratings in the state accountability system and became a district model for blended learning and technology integration. Dr. Akers holds a Bachelor of Music in Music Education from Houston Baptist University, a Master of Education Administration from Lamar University, and a Doctor of Professional Leadership from the University of Houston, where her dissertation focused on best practices in utilizing technology in education. In 2019, she completed the prestigious Principals Institute at Harvard University. A sought-after presenter, Dr. Akers has shared her expertise on the integration of technology in education, in leadership, and school culture with schools, districts, regional service centers, and audiences at statewide and international conferences. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Akers on her new chapter.
President Henry, Dr. Killian, and members of the Board of Trustees, I am truly honored to be named Director of CFISD Virtual Pathways. This is such an exciting opportunity to build something meaningful from the ground up, creating flexible options for our students and families while keeping the same high standards for curriculum and instruction that our district is known for. I'm really looking forward to designing a program that meets learners where they are, literally, and helps them to thrive. I would like to take a moment to thank the incredible staff at Rennell Elementary, where I have been blessed to serve as principal the past 7 years. While they couldn't be here tonight because they are doing what they do best, putting students first, and they are greeting students and families at Rennell's Meet the Teacher this evening, I have a message for them. Your encouragement means the world to me, and I know you will continue to do great things for kids every single day. I want you to know that I will always be here for you and cheering you on. I also want to say that without my family, I would not be standing here today. I'd like to recognize my husband, Joseph, my daughter, Madison, who's going to be starting 9th grade next door at Cypress-Fairbanks High School, my son, Jackson, who will be attending Hamilton Elementary as a 5th grader this year. I have my mom here, Marion Hemingway, who was a principal's secretary for many years here in Cypress-Fairbanks ISD. And I have my dad here, John Hemingway, the proud namesake of Hemingway Elementary. Thank you guys for being here. I'm also grateful to have two of my mentors here, Dr. Carla Brosnahan and Dr. Debbie Emery. Thank you both so much for your guidance, encouragement, and wisdom you've shared with me over the years. Thank you also to my forever mentor, Trisha Riley. She was my first AP when I was a student teacher, my first AP when I was a teacher. She was my principal when I was an instructional specialist. She was my HR director as I was a principal, and she will always be a mentor. She tried to retire and get away from me, but I still call her. So thank you, Trisha, for being my forever mentor. And I was so delighted that I have someone who has been a leadership mentor to me since I was a little girl. Mrs. Betty Rennell is here. She was my principal when I was a student at Moore Elementary, and I have learned leadership from her from then all the way to being named the principal of Rennell. She has been a wonderful mentor to me. So thank you for being here, Mrs. Rennell. Again, President Henry, Dr. Killian, and members of the board, thank you for trusting me with this opportunity to innovate and build new learning pathways for our CFISD students. Thank you.
Dr. Killian, President Henry, and Board of Trustees, it is always exciting when we have the opportunity to announce new principals to you and to the community. This evening, we have 2 principals to announce, and we will begin with our new principal at Emmett Elementary, Carrie Austin. Carrie began her educational career in 2006, serving as a classroom teacher in Aldine ISD and at Duryea Elementary here in Cyfair, where she implemented effective instructional strategies across reading language arts, math, and science while building strong relationships with students and staff. She transitioned into the instructional specialist position at Duryea and later became an assistant principal at Wilson and Hancock Elementary Schools. She also led summer school programs at Wilson and Hancock, successfully aligning resources and staff to enhance learning outcomes for students. Throughout her career, Carrie has been dedicated to promoting instructional excellence and enhancing teacher capacity. She has created campus coaching programs, supported leadership development for aspiring administrators, and facilitated professional learning for staff. Her efforts to align operations, data-driven decisions, and positive campus culture reflect her deep commitment to student success. Carrie holds a Bachelor of Business Administration and Management Information Systems from Baylor University and a Master of Education in Educational Administration from Prairie View A&M University, where she also earned her principal certification. She completed her teacher certification through the Lone Star College Alternative Certification Program. Additionally, she has participated in multiple leadership development initiatives, including the Teacher Leader Institute, the New Administrator Institute, and the Aspiring Principal Institute. Carrie brings a wealth of experience in elementary school leadership with a focus on data-driven instructional improvement and excels in fostering strong relationships. These strengths will serve her well as she steps into her new role at Emmett Elementary. Carrie and her husband, Rashad, have 2 boys, Jordan and Jackson. Jordan, a Cy Ranch and Kansas State graduate, is currently working as a software engineer. Her youngest son, Jackson, will be attending the University of Texas this fall and majoring in sports medicine. In her free time, Carrie enjoys reading historical fiction, knitting, and gardening. Carrie has a passion for traveling and is a huge fan of true crime TV and podcasts. She entered the field of education because energy is transferable. Carrie says whenever she is around students who are engaged and enjoying learning, her spirit is immediately lifted and puts a smile on her face for the rest of the day. Please join me in congratulating Carrie on being selected as the new principal of Emmett Elementary.
President Henry, the Board of Trustees, and Dr. Killian, thank you for the incredible honor of entrusting me with the opportunity to lead Emmett Elementary. I am deeply grateful to the school leadership team and to the cabinet for their confidence in me, and I am humbled by the responsibility of continuing Emmett's legacy as our campus prepares to celebrate its 40th anniversary. I would not be standing here today without the unwavering support of my family, who are here tonight. To my husband, Rashad, thank you for being my rock throughout my journey as an educator. To my parents, Ernest and Terry, your example of integrity and hard work have shaped the leader I strive to be. I also want to thank my grandmother-in-law, who we affectionately call Mimi, my sister Erica, my nephew Josiah, for being there and constantly encouraging me. To my sons, Jordan and Jackson, You grew up as the quintessential teacher kids, staying late with me at work and never complaining too much about arriving a little late to soccer or taekwondo practice because mom was still working. Your patience and understanding mean the world to me. I'm also grateful to the incredible leaders who saw potential in me and encouraged me to grow beyond the classroom. Specifically, Deborah Harbin, Kenneth Henry, Crystal Hammond, Tamika Williams, and Tamara Felder, thank you for believing in me. And to my amazing assistant principal partners, Lee Dyson, Natasha Jernigan, and Ashley Jones, thank you for showing me the true meaning of collaboration and teamwork. I'm so thankful for the years we've spent together learning from one another. I also want to thank my Hancock family and my Emmett family. My Emmett family specifically for welcoming me with open arms, and my Hancock family for supporting me over the last few years. Over the past few weeks, I've had the privilege of getting to know the wonderful people at Emmett, the community, the staff, and even some of the students. We just had our Meet the Teacher. It's clear that Emmett is a special place, full of heart and tradition and community spirit, and I'm proud to be joining the Emmett family. As we enter our 40th year at Emmett, I am honored to carry forward its legacy and excited to lead the campus into the future. Thank you again for the opportunity. I believe that to whom much is given, much is expected, and please expect me to lead, serve, grow, and celebrate all that makes Emmett extraordinary. Thank you.
And we are excited to start our introduction of our new principal at Hancock Elementary, Natasha Jernigan. Natasha began her educational career in Spring ISD, where she served as a reading language arts teacher at Wells Middle School and Bammel Elementary and Spring ISD. She quickly emerged as a campus leader, earning honors such as Rookie Teacher of the Year and Teacher of the Year. Her leadership continued to grow when she became the Humanities Instructional Specialist, guiding both instruction and campus-wide initiatives. In 2015, Natasha joined CFISD as an instructional coach and eventually became the Reading Language Arts Instructional Specialist at Hancock Elementary. Over the next several years, she played a key role in securing 3 consecutive Reading Language Arts distinctions and launching the Hancock Literacy Library. In 2019, she transitioned to her current role as assistant principal, where she co-led the Hancock Horizons Leadership Academy, mentored staff, facilitated student services, and oversaw campus systems and safety operations. In the summer of 2023, she served as summer school principal for Hancock's Camp Galaxy, supporting early literacy and student growth in reading, letter knowledge, and sight words. Natasha holds a Bachelor of Science from Florida State University, a Master of Arts from the University of California, Berkeley, and earned her principal certification through Lamar University. Her professional learning includes participation in the Aspiring Administrator Institute, the Leadership Blueprint, and the Assistant Principal Leadership Academy. Natasha brings deep instructional expertise, strong systems leadership, and a long-standing commitment to the Hancock community. Her collaborative spirit and student-centered mindset will serve her well in this next chapter of leadership. Natasha and her husband, Sean, have 3 boys. All 3 of Natasha's boys serve our country. Cameron is a petty officer, 2nd class on the USS George H.W. Bush in the U.S. Navy. Christian is a sergeant in the U.S. Army. And Sydney just completed basic cadet training at the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. In her spare time, Natasha enjoys reading, dancing, traveling, and volunteering with her sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. Natasha is honored to be named the principal of Hancock and has a plan to continue the legacy of kindness, excellence, resilience, and support. She is grateful to CFISD for developing her into the leader she is today. Please join me in congratulating Natasha on her well-deserved appointment of Hancock Elementary.
Thank you. President Henry, Dr. Killian, and the Board of Trustees, I would like to start by thanking you for this opportunity. I feel honored and blessed to be named a principal in CFISD. I'm a product of CFISD, and I couldn't have imagined being in this position. I look forward to paying it forward to the students at Hancock. I would like to give the glory to God for ordering my steps and leading me down this path. I would like to thank my parents who are looking down on me. To my special guests who are here with me, I would like to start with my husband, Sean, who was the first to suggest I get my teaching certification. Thank you for your love and support for the last 20 years, and I'm looking forward to the next. To my mom, Crescentia Weaver, who encouraged me to pursue my dreams and taught me the value of hard work. If you can get up and go to work. I also have my Aunt Renee, who is here to support me and represent my family who are watching from home. To Katrina and Solani and Soraya, thank you so much for keeping the family in line and making sure everybody gets here on time. To my children who couldn't be here because of their military service, my sons, Cameron and Christian, and our daughter, Sydney. I can't wait to hear this phone call, Irene. Sydney did just complete basic cadet training, and she wanted everyone to know she made the cheerleading team. I would like to thank my grandmother, who is probably at home watching Wheel of Fortune. She's 91 years old, and she taught me the power of prayer and has always covered me. To my best friend, Danielle, who has been my biggest cheerleader and supporter, particularly at Hancock, asking me, when are you going to try to be the principal there? I wouldn't be here without the support of different leadership in Cy-Fair. I have had incredible training and experiences while learning from the best. I would like to thank Nancy Rogers, Lissa Archuleta, Adrienne Davis, and Tamara Felder. I would also like to thank Dr. Goree for her time, guidance, and wisdom. I am grateful for every monitor visit, your advice, and your confidence in me. To my predecessor, Mrs. Felder, thank you for your kindness, your wisdom, and your belief in me. You have been a huge inspiration, and I'm a better person and leader because of you. I would also like to thank my AP partners, Ashley Jones, Carrie Austin, and Lee Dyson, for being the best AP partners ever. I would not be here without you. And to my Hancock family, we have been rocking for the last 10 years, and thank you so much for coming and supporting me. As you guys know, Hancock is 52 years old, and everyone has a Hancock story, guys. We are a campus of kindness, resilience, and grit, and I know we will work hard to make sure our students are successful and live up to the Cy-Fair standard of excellence. Again, thank you.
Thank you. We'll now take a short break. So if you'd like to leave before the main agenda comments, you're welcome to do that. Thank you. We'll now proceed with board comments. Board members may make comments during a portion of this agenda regarding student achievement, district progress, data, community input and concerns, observation of school visits, meetings, and conferences attended. The board may not take any action on items discussed. I'll start to my left. Julie, may you go first, please?
Okay, good evening and welcome back, Cypher ISD. We had a very busy summer in CFISD. We had lots of student activities, summer school, summer meals, our mobile library, junior police academy, summer camps, all the things. So I want to say thank you first to all the staff who worked all summer long to ensure that our students had all those unique educational and learning opportunities. We do have many changes due to new legislation passed this spring, changes to district policy, to the student code of conduct, board meeting procedures, and more. Lots of new micromanaging by our state government. But what has not changed is our CFISD commitment to students and parents, teachers dedicated to creating vibrant learning environments, principals leading their teams and balancing all the needs and demands of running a campus, department leaders ensuring students and staff have the resources necessary to achieve their goals, all done with a focus on doing what's right for students within the boundaries of financial and legislative restraints. But we got this, we always do, because we are CFISD. So thank you and best wishes for a wonderful school year.
Thank you, Christine.
Good evening, Cypher. I hope everyone has had a nice summer break, spending time with family and friends. Thank you to everyone that helped in our district with the summer activities, summer school, summer camps. Thank you to all of our teachers for doing their professional development. And thank you to our administration for keeping the district running while the students and teachers some of them were on break. It is the election season, and I want to encourage every voter in Cypher to get informed about who you're voting for and to know your why. The work that the board has done has had some great highlights this last year, yet there's still so much that needs to get done. I want to again encourage our voters to research each candidate carefully, looking at their websites, questionnaires, campaign donations, and tuning into the Cypher Candidate Forum in October to make your candidate selections. I did want to just highlight some of the board action over the last year and a half. While facing an estimated $138 million deficit last year, that the previous administration knew was coming, we rose to the challenge to look at all areas of the budget to see what could be streamlined. Administrators had the arduous task of paring down their campus budgets and the department budgets as well. If you'll recall, the Budget Reduction Advisory Committee was formed to help the district to look at ways we could increase revenue, make suggested cuts, and to make budgetary recommendations. The BRAC actually recommended an $11 million cut originally to transportation. The board said no, we needed to look at that and review it, and then it was pared down to $8.2 million, and then once again back to $4.7 million with the 1 and 2 mile rules that were in effect. We know that that was a very difficult decision, and it was not a good decision. Dr. Blasingame and myself since last August had advocated for bringing buses back. We asked for it to be put on the agenda, and we also knew that there was a challenge in the district with the shortage of bus drivers. We wanted to bring bus drivers back, and we needed to increase their pay to make it competitive. So a raise was voted in, and applications went up. Each month, I gave a report on the busing status in the district, and thankfully, the board agreed that the buses needed to be a priority, and we knew that we needed that to happen. I recently just attended the Transportation in Service Day last week and met many wonderful bus drivers and staff leadership. What a great event. There's so much energy and excitement in Cypher. And to be able to be out there and visit with some of the bus drivers, the energy was palpable. Everyone was happy and energized for the new school year. Each transportation center was present. They had their own T-shirts and breakout sessions that drivers could choose from. A number of bus drivers came up and thanked several board members for the budget that was voted on in June. Thank you to our community as school starts on Wednesday, that there will be many walkers, bikers, car riders, and bus riders. So please slow down and obey all state traffic laws, especially in school zones, to help us get our students to arrive as safely as possible. I also wanted to mention the recent state law that was passed by Representative Fairley that had bipartisan support. This will be a big change in the district for cell phones and electronics use, and we truly need everyone's buy-in and support on this. Please realize that cell phones, tablets, watches, etc. have been a distraction in our schools. One school that I visited actually shared how when they restricted use of these devices, fighting, bullying, and retaliation of students went down. Student interaction, respect, test scores, and participation went up. I've advocated for a cell phone policy in our district, and I'm grateful to see that the legislature took steps to address this huge problem, so shout out to them. I hope that we will continue to look at electronics use in our district with our computers and maybe making the possibility of elementary and middle school to have class sets rather than taking those devices home. We also want to ensure that textbooks, there were some chapters that had been rewritten, and I wanted to thank Dr. Killian and Dr. Goree and the curriculum writers who provided great content to make sure all the Texas Essential Knowledge skills were covered so our students didn't miss a thing. Thank you to Dr. Goree and team. The board recognizes that our district needs to improve student outcomes. We're not where we need to be, and we know that we're doing better, but it's incremental. With the ability to measure student reading readiness and comprehension every 9 weeks, the board is being updated with where our students are and who is struggling the most. Dr. Goree and her team are working to address the needs to help students. One of the ways we're addressing this head-on is the Impact Tutoring Program. We've been talking about this for the last about 6 weeks, and we want to encourage everyone in our community to sign up to help our students with reading and math. Please go to the district website and look for Impact Tutoring. The next training is Wednesday, August 27th from 9 to 10 a.m. I also wanted to give a shout out to Representative Mike Schofield for filing HB 55 to help Cy-Fair recoup the loss of revenue of $63 million in the local optional homestead exemption. I'm asking everybody to reach out to your local state representatives and ask them to support this bill. The session has been tight, and we're hoping that enough will return for a quorum so that we can support and pass this important bill. And I wanted to give you an update. The Academic Safety, Vision, and Planning Committee met on August 8th, and we went over the Impact Tutoring Program. And we also talked about graduate intervention plans. We had students, about 945 students that were not on track. So far, 670 of them have graduated, and we're looking at ways to help those students who have fallen short and have not graduated yet. We also did a review of the Code of Conduct. We had a summary of the key changes in the Code of Conduct that you will be seeing in your booklets, parents, as you see those come through. We're going with the slogan, away for the day. Time to put your phones away and get to work at school, where you can engage other students and learn from your teachers. So our slogan will be away for the day. There are schools in the district that have been doing this policy since 23-24, and we have found that it's been very effective. We also looked at the classroom management framework, explaining that new teachers go under training to understand what our culture and expectations are and how we utilize PBIS and bringing out the best character lessons as well. We always want to set clear language and clear expectations. This will help our students. We also talked a little bit about the parent baseless survey, and so there will be some information shared on that as well. We also have a teacher committee plan, and that's the cabinet to form a committee to examine discipline and how changes will affect the classroom, including teachers who are part of our very important DEIC. Topics will cover a variety of subjects. Also, on the transportation update, we have 69 drivers in training, and we have 18 unselected routes. So I think that the district feels pretty confident that we're going to be able to staff that completely, which means for the first time in 3 or 4 years, the bus routes will be completely staffed. Also, Chief Mendez was great and shared an end-of-year report with us regarding assault and drug statistics in the district, and that we will be assessing that as we go and seeing how the semester goes and if any changes or improvements need to be made with how we partner with the DA on those charges. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie.
Awesome, thank you. Well, we're excited to welcome back our students, our families, our staff, and the amazing teachers of CFISD for the 25-26 school year. I know my street was full of cars as families at Lowry Elementary were busy piling back in to meet their teachers. It's just always a very exciting time. It promises to be an amazing school year of learning and growth, and a safer year for students and parents that can count on a safe ride to school. So she mentioned in detail all the ways that that happened. So we're just so appreciative. And it was a great celebration at the transportation training day, because it was a jubilant feeling in the between of everyone, because they could feel they were appreciated. They'd been compensated, we've recruited in, and leadership was able to focus on their jobs. And so it's really, really exciting to be a part of that. So it should be, I love the new slogan. If you watch Thursday's workshop, the power to choose, the path to amazing. And so we're excited that people chose us, and we go on. The legislative session did feature some important steps forward for teachers' rights and the power of our teachers to take back some control of their classrooms with regards to disciplinary consequences under their control. I applaud the move on the part of our legislature, as it does allow our teachers as professionals to send the message to students that they're the authority in the classroom, and while also working to ensure that students learn and grow in their content areas. And so tonight we'll make vote on the changes to the Student Code of Conduct that Trustee Combach just updated from a little bit about from the committee meeting. And so I really applaud the work done by the entire leadership team, Dr. Stewart's staff, Dr. Killian, because they did a really good job of figuring out how to do that in a way that was student-centered, focused, firm, but fair. And so hopefully everyone will be able to take a look at those and really communicate, everyone's job to communicate to parents, especially around the cell phone policy. But also, I thank you. She mentioned that there will be a committee. We want to continue to monitor the implementation of the discipline policies for and the impact on our teachers and their ability to set the tone in their classroom that they want to, so that we can have safe, disciplined classrooms. And so I appreciate Dr. Killian and the team's proposal of handling that through the DEIC structure, since those are leaders from every campus, but we're taking a specific time in the DEIC structure to really focus on this specific aspect. So that had been talked about doing that in the Teacher Recruitment and Retention Committee, but we'll monitor to see if this meets the needs, and then we'll be able to make sure we'll get feedback from teachers if this is meeting their needs. And that's the goal, is basically for us to have safe, disciplined campuses, safe, disciplined classrooms, have teachers feel like we have their back and that they're supported. And just on a side note, we did manage to retain more teachers last school year than the prior school year in CFISD. And we'll come back with an official report after the Teacher Recruitment and Retention Committee meets and has final numbers for the year. But we're very proud to say that we continue to work to be the best place to work, the best place to raise your children, the best place to learn, the best place to teach students. And so hopefully we'll be able to bring you some figures on that. I'm very much awaiting. This week, the state will put out our final star, cleaned up for all the sub-pops and all the mobility and all that. And so I'm looking and watching my inbox to see. I'm optimistic because with the data we have so far, we have pretty much, it seems like in every area and every content area, most grade levels, there was growth across the system. And that's a lot of hard work was done by everyone in the whole system. And so I'm super excited that we'll be able to celebrate at our next meeting. I'm sure there'll be reports and all the things coming out, making great gains. I'm really eager to see, there's been a lot of discussion about how many kids can't read or how many kids can read. And the last time in 2024, students 3rd through 10th grade, somewhere between either with their STAR test or the EOC English 1 or English 2, there were about 13,000 kids who were not quite, they were not at approaches level. And I feel like we're going to see really good reduction in those numbers. And I'm excited. We also now have data from the young students up through 2nd grade and 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade in their reading level. And so that is such important work. Obviously, we've done, if we did not give kids literacy, then we've failed them. I feel like it's a right, a human right. And so I'm excited to see that. And Trustee Combach did a good job of inviting everyone into the Impact Reading Program. I'm just going to give a little bit more. I want to thank Dr. Goree, actually all the teams worked on that one, right? Between schools and instruction, leadership, everyone, and Dr. Melissa Martin, who led their team. I got to attend the Impact Tutor training this week. I'm just so impressed. I'm never surprised by the amazing way that our CFIC leadership puts things together, but I was just so super pleased to see it was so practical. I do worry. I think the principalship's an incredibly hard job, and you have so many things that could be helpful, but maybe they're not helpful to you because they don't come when you're ready for them. But they basically, the teacher at all the elementary schools, the principals were able to establish what grade level kids and what content area they need help in, and exactly the time of the day it's needed. And volunteers can sign up for once a week, 2 weeks every other week you'll be at one campus and the other, so you'll be partnered in campuses with your kiddo, and you will have lessons. They're just so accessible. You talked about them, I guess I saw pictures, but when I really held them in my hands at the training, these are the absolute skills that are necessary that match up to our curriculum and our measurements, and they're little games. The cards are there, the moving parts are there, it's colored and visual, and so this is so accessible. So I just ask everyone, I'm asking maybe Community Impact to cover it for us. Please sign up to be a volunteer for a reading or math volunteer in our schools. We can make a difference for our kids if all of us step up. If you're in an organization, if you're in a club, a church, whatever the group you may be a part of, please, if we can come speak and present it at your organization, that would be something we would be very happy to do so that we can bring in the community, because guess what? These are our schools, these are our kids, and it's gonna take all of us because we got a little boost from the state, but not enough. We never have made up our LOHI yet. We did go advocate, Trustee Kalmbach and myself, up to Austin last week or the week before for that 55 that Schofield is sponsoring. Still seeing if we can't just fight to the end here for our LOHI, but I'm hopeful, sort of. I'm not sure what's going to happen, so we just ask you, each of you, to please step up to help us with the volunteer program. I also want to mention something that came up at the ASVP meeting. Thank you to the administrative, the campus team and all, that we're now tracking our students who were not on track for graduation. We call it graduate intervention plans. And so we know along the way now, and they continue to come up with cool new ideas of ways to really track and see and come up with assistance. So you will see a report coming back, but we now know, but of all our students last year, at this point, and we're a huge school system, third largest in Texas, we only had 547 students out of all of our classes after summer graduation that you saw in the video that had not made it yet to graduation. I think that's incredible. But of course, we care about those 547, so we still continue to see how do we support them, what can we do to make sure they get their diploma from high school, as we know that's so critical to their future. So we continue to push for their success and all the success of the students. And it's so wonderful that we'll get live updates so that if we, the board, our job is to look at the funds and look at what we can do. If there's anything that we see there's a trend, that we'll be able to respond to it and direct the resources towards making sure all kids achieve the goal. We also had, I hope everyone will watch the board workshop on Thursday. Very interesting data came back from our families and our parents. I thank you to the team again for putting out the survey. It was a long, very purposefully chosen survey. You can look and see in the data from Thursday how it was representative of the whole district, all the areas of the district, all of our subpopulations and people in our district. And they gave us very important feedback. And I just want to say that do look at it for all the other insights, because it gives us a lot of information. But our families, our parents celebrated that they really like the top response about what are the main reasons you keep your child in CFISD? That they really like CFISD, they like public education, our district, and some of them are employees of the district. And right up there with that is academics and our teachers. Our teachers are rock stars, our teachers are amazing, and they are the reason that parents were citing, and also location and convenience in our neighborhood schools. So I thank the parents who gave time to give us feedback, and also the administration presented on Thursday some very clear and concise next steps coming out of this to what to focus on. I thought they were so spot on for the way that we can take ourselves to the next level and continue to be the strongest school system in the state of Texas, and because we already are, but there's always room to improve. And so thank you for those keen insights. I look forward to us as a board figuring out how we do our part, which is per Texas Education Code, to support and get those goals done. I also want to thank our principals. We got some beautiful new principals named here tonight. But it's just an incredibly hard job to get a school ready for the school year. I just want to call them out particularly to say thank you for all you did this summer to make sure you had the best people in front of the kids. And we just wish you the very best school year. And as we face the first day of school, the last comment I'll make is about I'm excited. I'll get to be, I've helped, I think, for 10 years at Hair Grove Elementary on the first day of school. And I do that with a partnership, an Adopt a School partnership. We've had, for 15 years, Copperfield Church and Calvary Community Church have adopted Hair Grove Elementary. And if you guys know anything about outperformers, Hair Grove Elementary is an outperformer of outperformers in its outcome data in the school district. And I know partnerships like this that are so strong make a difference. And you can, I'll figure out how to get information out about the different ways that people can volunteer, but any school group or civic group or any church group or whatever it might be, any group that gathers in the community that would like to really see a great example of Adopt a School, they can connect with Dawn Tryon's office and they can come see the example. But I look forward to being out there, greeting kids in the morning, helping little ones find their classrooms and riding the buses with them. It's going to be a great school year in Cyfair. We're going to choose the path to amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Good evening, everybody. Just a few brief comments this evening. It's great to see everyone tonight as we're getting ready to start another year in the best school district in Texas. Right in the thick with you guys. I got one elementary kid, one middle schooler, one high schooler. Lots of important life-altering questions going on at our house. What color backpack? How does this haircut look? Things like that. So wishing all the best to campus personnel, transportation, everybody who's gearing up for that whirlwind of a first day. Since July, everybody's mentioned this, but this board, our administration, our staff, we've been back in action with committee meetings and workshops, in particular the Finance Committee that Trustee Scanlon will address. We're looking forward to another busy year as we continue to tackle the continuing challenges and opportunities facing Cyfair and all public schools. As a note, the Governance Committee will be meeting this month to review legislative advocacy and board operating procedures, among other things. So one of the things I did in preparing for my comments this evening was to look at my comments from this time last year. At that time, we were a school district dealing with significant challenge, but we all resolved to work together and to work through them. We were all frustrated with our inability to continue the full bus service and all the safety risks associated. But we were all committed to finding a way to get through and get all those buses running again, to increase salaries, and to maintain a healthy fund balance. And the budget we passed this summer accomplishes that through many Finance Committee sessions and the collaborative efforts of administrators and the board. Again, I'm glad that things will be a little bit more normal this year, as I'm sure all the other parents are as well. One last thing I just want to say is I'm so excited about school visits. School visits start this year. Best part of the job. Something we all look forward to. To all the campuses I've visited so far, thank you very much for your hospitality, for your willingness to showcase your campus spirit and your culture. And to the campuses I plan to visit this year, I'm looking forward to seeing you and to add to my awesome and growing t-shirt collection. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucas.
Welcome back to school, Cypher ISD families and students. Like many of our parents, and as Dr. Akers mentioned, today I had the pleasure of attending Meet the Teacher. So this morning, like me and a lot of other families, went to our respective schools, and at Rennell Elementary, where I saw Dr. Akers, and again congratulated her on her new role this morning. You know, my daughter was among the many students who were so excited about meeting their teachers and walking into the classrooms, and teachers spending all their time trying to get ready for new students and help their parents understand what that first day of school is going to look like, and the all-important questions of when is our lunch, and, you know, who is your switch teacher, and where is the classroom? And, you know, as Justin was describing, yes, the all-important questions of is this the right outfit, and waiting for all the last-minute changes before we get on the road and go to the Meet the Teacher. Regarding volunteer opportunities, I look forward to going through Bus Buddies and supporting Bus Buddies this Wednesday. It's a great time to help our smallest learners understand which bus stops to get off at and encourage them to wait and to make sure they're in the right place, the right time, so they can be picked up by their families. I will not be able to do Bus Buddies on Thursday because I'm flying out of town on Wednesday night. I will literally get off the bus and run to the airport and fly out for work. So It is a great opportunity. I hope that many people in our community choose to support their local elementary school. And so with that, I will go on to our operations and finance minutes. So we did meet on July the 29th. And so from Matt Morgan, we discussed our cell tower agreement, and he discussed amending the T-Mobile contract to allow for the lease of an additional 360 feet at Yeager Elementary, which will generate another additional $750 a month in revenue. We discussed the Dunham Point property in question, and so we have on our agenda tonight that the sale of 120 acres back to Dunham Point at the original purchase price of $2.50 a square foot for approximately $13 million. The proceeds will be deposited back in the bond fund, and Cyfair will retain 26 acres for the potential use of a future elementary site. Then the district will need to negotiate a right of reentry, and there will be a closed session to discuss at the that we had this past board work session. We discussed the individual authorized to calculate the tax rate, Chapter 49. Karen Smith discussed the routine agenda items to approve the tax assessor as the individual authorized to calculate the tax rate and the resolution to purchase attendance credits, since this district is once again considered a recapture district in Tier 2. Recapture payments are not due unless the district has a voter approval tax rate election to access copper pennies. We also discussed the tax rate at our October board meeting. So Karen Smith shared that the maximum compressed rate, MCR, remained at the 0.6169 prior to adding the maximum allowed 5 golden pennies due to the proposed increase in the state homestead exemption from $100,000 to $140,000 and the increase in the over 65 exemption from $10,000 to $60,000. Lastly, the long-range planning community was addressed by Teresa Hull, where she described the structure of the long-range planning community, the proposal that will be shared with us at this meeting, and the schedule therein. So I know that was riveting, and you all have tons of questions. So if you would like to PIR it, you're hearing tonight everything that was in that meeting. So tonight, I sent a draft framework addressing an AI maturity model. It's something that I want to be able to support in any way that I can. And I know that the district is, has all of our students and all of our parents thinking about how does AI apply to my student? What is my student doing with it? I think at graduation, we had a student open up his robe and said, "I love ChatGPT," which was a little humorous. So I sent a draft framework to Dr. Killian tonight. Our community may request it. All of our trustees can request it. I've had about 20 years in technology transformation. I've taught machine learning at Rice University Northwestern. I only say that if people are asking a question, why is he sending that information to Dr. Killian? This is my sector. This is what I do. And I lead private sector companies into a good posture in technology with a focus on AI. And honestly, most of our students have already embraced it. They're way out ahead of it. We are catching up. The whole educational apparatus is thinking about what it should mean. The whole notion of college is probably going to be different in 5 years and 10 years. And so my goal was to share my thoughts on common best practices that can be helpful for public education that are common in the private sector. The document is not exhaustive in scope. It's a starter to think about how to frame an approach. So, as I would recommend to anybody, I used AI as a partner. I didn't allow it to do my thinking for me. I leveraged Grok to help express that framework, and we went back and forth iterating to finally land on something that I thought was a reasonable outcome. So to the board, you're welcome to request the email. I'll await any recommendation from Dr. Killian on any next steps or questions he may have or that of his team. I do not recommend a committee at this time. I think the district needs to ingest and think about what they want to do next. I do recommend that Dr. Killian work with Mr. Franklin up there, as well as Dr. Gorey, as you guys consider what the next steps could be, and I look forward to getting feedback. And I can attest that the space is moving so fast. I was talking to Scott about this before the meeting. Frankly, any plan that's created is outdated than 6 months later. So our goal would be that the district would have a posture that remains evergreen and is updated against the new advancements that come out. We all hear about the new models coming out over and over and over, every single month, every quarter. And while we allow for those enhancements, we need to have policies in place that foster innovation while embracing high standards in areas such as AI ethics, data security, and parental rights. All of those topics are moving targets, and I look forward to seeing how Cypher ISD continues to lead in the future of education. Lastly, in our next working session, it happens to be the same night as the Cy Ranch homecoming. I've got family and friends that will be attending. I will attend the beginning of our next work session and pardon myself discreetly so that I can join my family and friends as they celebrate their kiddos at halftime. That's my update. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
Good evening, everyone. Wanted to give a couple of shout outs to the folks. On Thursday night, I was not able to attend. I keep hearing my mother and father in my head. You'll understand when you have children of your own. I was able to see my son off to college, so forgive me for missing on Thursday, but it was had a great moment with my family. So anyway, I wanted to congratulate publicly Irene for her new position. So congratulations on that. Look, I wish you nothing but success. Thursday night's work session, I was able to view it online. I think I was in Texarkana at the time. Dr. Goree and the curriculum staff, you guys are doing a great job. Leslie Francis and the communications team, Dr. Stewart, Dr. Agumake, and the HR team, also Karen with the budget. It was a total team effort to get this done, and I appreciate all the effort and your participating in on those committees. Marnie Sims, Harry Wright. After the legislative session, they had limited time preparing our district for the changes in the laws. I know I'd heard from Harry, and the abbreviated summer we had some difficulty with that. You know, the limited time that you guys had to spend on that. So thank you for the time and energy that you guys put in. There's a lot of people in the school district aren't aware of how much time and energy they're putting into this. It's I know Teresa Hull especially. There wasn't a time that I called her this summer that she wasn't doing something for Cy-Fair. So I just wanted to give you a shout out as well, Teresa. All educators and staff members that worked during the summer session, cafeteria workers, custodians, we really appreciate the time that you put in and made that summer session really special for some of our kids. Dr. Killian, Matt and his team monitoring the construction projects during an abbreviated summer session. Job well done. Give them some kudos for me if you wouldn't mind. Transportation team meeting, I was able to attend that with a few other board members. Dr. Kane Smith and his team, last year at this time, the transportation team had arrived at an impasse. This board got creative to bring in some additional revenue so that we could address the bus driver shortage by increasing pay to attract more candidates to fill these roles. It was good to see so many smiling faces and the energy at the Berry Center, and all I can say is what a difference a year makes. To our legislators, Christine touched base on this on Thursday. It was a bipartisan effort, like Dr. Killian said, it gave us additional tools in our tool belts to help resolve discipline issues in the classroom. So I want to thank our legislators for their time and for listening to the needs of public educators. Thank you all. Also want to extend thank you to all the volunteers that helped out across the district last year, whether it was participating on a committee, bus buddy, mentorship program, any other role. Your willingness to volunteer, your time is very much appreciated, and you play a part in the success of our community's district. And to all other students and staff, welcome back. We're looking forward to a fantastic 25-26 school year. And I wanted to also give an update on the policy committee. I'll keep it brief. The policy committee spent extensive time this month reviewing the new laws that required action prior to the start of school. This is why there are 10 policies for dual reading tonight. We also reviewed second reading policies and 2 policies for a first reading.
Thank you, Todd. Good evening. Irene, congratulations again from the board. Thank you also to the mayor. Congratulations to her and our 2 new principals, Natasha and Carrie as well. Unlike Lucas, I have a senior, so I don't go to those things anymore. She told me don't come to those things, so I get to watch from afar and while she picks up her schedule. But I did attend the pep rally, which is a great time for Cy Woods and every school in our district. I want to say welcome back to everyone coming from summer. I hope everyone had a great rest recharge, at least for the staff that got to have those time off, spend time with their family. And we're looking forward to another great school year at Cy-Fair. But I want to wish our staff, our students, and also our parents a very success in the rewarding times this year ahead. You know, we have a lot to be proud of in Cy-Fair, a lot to be proud of. For the first time in 18 years, our lunchrooms are fully staffed. That's a remarkable thing for our staff, and thank you for your team, Matt and company, for doing that. That means every campus will have the full support they need to serve our students every single day. When I go on my campus visits, that's one of the areas I visit first. I sit down and I thank them for the hard work they did, because these people had a meaningful impact on me when I was in elementary school. I'm sure they do for our students as well. Our transportation team as well made some incredible progress. For the first time in many years, we're fully prepared to meet schools on first day with routes finalized and drivers in place. A year ago this time, we had 100 open positions for drivers. And today we're down, I believe, from last year at 13, which is even more impressive. We welcome 250 new bus drivers to our district. It's very impressive. These improvements are made possible by our new budget, by the dedication of our hiring teams. Thank you for what y'all do, Deborah, and your teams. And the patience and the commitment of our transportation team as well, because they did a lot of yeoman's work last year. I know a lot of people were in the field doing lots of things, driving buses, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you, everyone who played a role in making this year as strong as possible. I also want to give a shout out, which is near and dear to my heart, the Fine Arts Department. We have something to celebrate this year, because this summer we were named a District of Distinction by the Texas Art Education Association for the 5th consecutive year. If your child is involved in arts, that's just one reason to choose Cy-Fair ISD. As we start the new year with more resources, stronger staffing, and a renewed sense of momentum, I know we can accomplish great things together for the new school year. Thank you very much. We will be changing our board comments based on the legislative new laws, and so we will be doing this a little differently, so it will be a little odd. So just so you know, all agenda comments will be at the very front of all of our actions. So I'm going to turn this over to Board Secretary Justin Ray for public comments.
Per BED local, patrons may address the board and make comments on agenda item. Individuals must register online in advance to speak. Registration opens the day the agenda is posted on the district website, and the deadline for registering is 12 p.m. on the day of the meeting. To register, individuals must click on the Register to Speak link found under each agenda item for that meeting on the district website. This electronic speaker form must be completed in its entirety. Any registered speaker who is absent from the meeting and at the time for agenda comments forfeits the opportunity to address the board at that meeting, may submit written comments to the board. We have 2 speakers this evening. The first speaker is Leslie Gilmore, who will be speaking on item 7A, the Basilise Parent Survey. You will have 2 minutes.
Happy back to school season. Thank you, CFISD educators, for your hard work preparing to welcome students this Wednesday. At last Thursday's work session, there was a report on the parent survey. In his comments, Superintendent Killian said we must make CFISD the best choice for students and families due to private school vouchers. I agree. Dr. Killian said the district will work on customer service, academic standards, and student engagement. In a convocation message, he urged staff to promote the district to friends and neighbors. Since returning to work last Monday, teachers have shared with me some experiences relevant to Dr. Killian's remarks. Regarding academic standards and student engagement, secondary teachers describe increased district control over lessons, assessment, and pacing. They say instructional leaders point to the board when questioned about changes. To the board majority, when teachers lack autonomy over instruction, assessment, and pacing, they cannot adjust for the needs of their students. And it's tough for teachers to engage learners when they're afraid to and discouraged from highlighting current events related to the TEKS and providing choice in reading. Our children are lively and curious. Real-world connections speed up learning. Boring lessons contribute to discipline problems. I hear there may be a vote on the Bluebonnet curriculum in October. The teachers reviewing Bluebonnet say it's dull. They worry about student engagement. There's also concern about the reading curriculum's religious themes, which threaten parents' right to teach our own kids about religion. Teachers want to work where they are trusted and set up for success. That's what drives academic standards and student engagement. That's what will inspire teachers to promote the district. Let's get back to the path to amazing with this November's election.
The next speaker is Jill Center, who will be speaking on item 9C, dual readings. You'll have 2 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. Henry, Dr. Killian, and board members. I'm speaking on agenda item 9C and our district's concerning lack of transparency. Tonight's agenda indicates policy revisions are under consideration, yet despite promises made in previous work meetings to share proposed language for community review, I was unable to locate documentation as of earlier today. Your increased reliance on subcommittees further removes transparency from policy development. Materials aren't posted prior to discussion in easily accessible locations or connected to agendas, creating additional barriers to public participation. You've established no meaningful vehicle for ongoing community communication beyond these brief monthly comment periods. This systematic exclusion contradicts your stated commitment to parent stakeholders. When families can't access survey data that informed policy changes, can't review proposed language despite promises to provide it, and can't meaningfully participate in subcommittee discussions, you've created a governance structure that prioritizes administrative convenience over democratic accountability. I request this board publish all proposed revisions with agendas prior to work meeting discussions, make work materials publicly accessible, and create meaningful community communication vehicles. Thank you.
Moving to item 6B, citizen participation. Per BED, local patrons may address the board during the regular board meeting under citizen participation on any matters of interest or concerns that are not posted on agenda items. Individuals may only register to speak one time per meeting and must register in advance. Registration opens the day the agenda is posted on the district website, and the deadline for registering is 12 p.m. on the day of the meeting. To register, individuals must click on the Register to Speak link found under the citizen participation heading in the agenda for that meeting on the district website. This electronic speaker form must be completed in its entirety. Any registered speaker who is absent from the meeting at the time for citizen participation forfeits the opportunity to address the board at that meeting, but may submit written comments for the board. Our first speaker this evening is Jennifer Lorenz. You will have 2 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Lorenz, a Cy-Fair District resident for 29 years with 2 adult children who graduated from here. I'm here this evening to reiterate the need for librarians. I am aware that they are not in the budget, but the need for a full-time librarian on every campus has not gone away. While we know the budget has been done, budgets are value statements. As the president of the Cypress-Tomball Democrats, the largest regional Democratic club in Harris County, we know that informational resources are important keys for all students. We value quality education, which includes a librarian with their own singular home campus, and will continue to push for their reinstatement. Love of reading takes bloom in libraries with wonderfully educated librarians, nurturing students' love of new places, faces, and concepts. When reading scores are down, librarians need to go back up. It is our hope that as parents came and protested their concerns and real safety concerns about the buses, we are here to say again, please, please reconsider librarians that are needed on every single home campus. Thank you.
Cardin Truong.
Good evening, Dr. Killian, Mr. Henry, and school board. I want to talk about a new issue that hasn't been really addressed, but could be something that we should consider. As you know, currently we only have the standard Chromebooks, but there's an unfortunate problem. It can't accompany every class. One of the classes I'm going to give an example of is Computer Science 4. In that class, we're actually expected to bring our own computer. And the problem with the Chromebooks is it can't even run the program we use to run IntelliJ, which is the software we use to program. program. I'm hoping that the district could try to attempt to do some sort of pilot program for mid-tier Windows computers by 25 to 50, let's say, and potentially distribute them to students that are either enrolled in these classes and are in good standing to make sure the computers are intact. I hope you guys consider this because I've met students that are unable to purchase good computers. One of them, to be quite honest with you, I was quite impressed on how it was still functioning. But I hope you guys really consider purchasing these computers and potentially investing in this program for the betterment of this district and allowing every student to achieve more from in the classroom and beyond the classroom. Thank you. You have a good day.
Jill Center.
Good evening again. I'm Jill Center, a CFISD resident, parent of an alumni and current student with disabilities, and educational advocate and owner of ACE Resources, working with families throughout our neighboring districts. CFISD's current implementation of HB 1481 creates serious federal compliance risks while eliminating valuable educational practices. The approach systematically stigmatizes students with disabilities and removes tools that enhance learning for all students. Federal compliance violations are occurring when students with disabilities must publicly declare medical status for device exemptions. We violate Section 504's requirement that accommodations not discriminate or stigmatize. Students rely on personal devices for critical support. Dyslexic students use text-to-speech and audiobook apps. ADHD students use organizational tools. Autistic students use sensory regulation apps. And diabetic students monitor blood glucose. Deaf, hard of hearing students control hearing device settings. Just last year, teachers regularly used students' personal devices for accessing educational apps, creating non-traditional project presentations like videos and class projects, and accessing approved online materials that were erroneously blocked by school firewalls. This was standard practice weekly in multiple classes and provided discrete opportunities for accommodated work from students. HB 1481's restrictions have eliminated these valuable educational tools that enhanced learning and engagement. Teachers must now enforce complex exemption processes while losing educational tools they relied on. Students lose access to reminders and organizational tools even during non-instructional time while on campus. The current interpretation goes beyond what the law requires and creates unnecessary barriers. I'm running out of time, but I have included 2 requests on the paperwork I distributed to you along with some data. Thank you.
Anise Jones. Anise Jones, going once. Jasper Skoda.
I'm Jasper Skoda, and I'm a fifth grader at Sampson Elementary School. Last time I spoke, I said that I wanted all the librarians back. Next day, you sent me a letter saying that there are still some librarians in the district, but then again, I said I wanted all the librarians back. Here's why. Librarians read us fun books, they help us check out books faster, and they shop for good new books that are always fun to read. I'm lucky because my school had enough volunteers last year to keep the library open, but I've heard there are other schools that didn't have enough volunteers, and their libraries were mostly closed. That's not fair to kids. Please bring all the please bring back all the librarians.
The board will now review the consent agenda items. During the review of the following items, any board member may remove 1 or more items, at which time those items will be addressed and voted on individually. If a board member has a question regarding any agenda item, please be asked to be recognized. 8A, the minutes from June 23rd. 8B, the order of election. 8C, resolution to declare good cause of exemption for armed security officer requirement. 8D, the board consider approving agreement for purchase of attendance credits. 8E, the board consider resolution approving individual authorized to calculate no new tax rate, the voter approved tax rate, and order in truth the taxation requirements. 8F, the board consider improvements approving on second reading additions, revisions, deletions to district policies. 8F1 CAA, 8F2 CB, 8F3CDA. 8G, the board consider approving a memorandum of understanding between Harris County Juvenile Board and Cypress ISD. 8H, the board consider approving the request from TEA waiver to train staff on various educational strategies. 8I, the board will consider approving bids, contracts, authorizing purchase orders for 8I1, College Ready and Career Interest Test, and 8I2, CFISD Pure Flash Array E-Quote. This time I move that we approve the consent agenda items as presented. May I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Looks like his name is. Thank you very much. We'll now proceed to the non-consent agenda items. 9A, the board consider approving the 2025-2026 Cypress-Fairbanks ISD Student Code of Conduct. May I get a motion?
Mr. President, I move that the board approve the 2025-2026 Cypress-Fairbanks ISD Student Code of Conduct.
I second.
Any questions on this from last meeting? Seeing none, we'll now take a vote. All those in favor? Thank you very much. 9B, the board will consider approving on first reading revisions, deletions. 9B1, EHBC, that's special programs. 9B2, EHBCA, that's the services and intensive programs of accelerated instruction.
Mr. President, I move that the board approve on first reading the additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies EHBC local special programs, compensatory services and intensive programs revise, and EHBCA local compensatory services and intensive programs accelerated instruction add.
A second.
Any questions from last meeting? Seeing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor? Very good. Thank you. 9C, the board consider approving on dual readings, additions, revisions, or deletions district policies. 9C1, BE, 9C2, BED, 9C3, DEC, 9C4, DC, 9C5, DH, 9C6, EFB, 9C7, EIA, academic achievement, 9C8, EMB. We will skip 9C9 to a different vote, but 9C10, FNCE, student conduct.
I can make the motion.
And Mr. President, which one did we skip?
We are skipping 9C9 will be a second vote.
9C9. Okay, just trying to make sure I get this right.
I'll just make the motion. The board will now, I'll make a motion to approve on dual reading additions, revisions, deletions to 9C1 BE, 9C2 BED, 9C3 DC, 9C4 DC, 9C5 DH, 9C6 EFB, 9C7 EIA, 9C8 EMB, and 9C10 EFMCE.
I second.
Any questions from last week? Seeing none, we'll now take a vote on the ones I just mentioned. Sorry, we'll now take a vote on the ones I just mentioned. All in favor? And that is unanimous. All right, we'll now go to 9C9, which is FA local, the Parents' Rights Responsibilities Revision. May I get a motion, please, for that specific one? I can do it. The board consider approving on dual readings, revisions, and deletions district policies for 9C9 FA local.
I second.
Questions? Go ahead, Julie.
Thank you, Mr. President. I do just have a couple of comments regarding the changes to FA local, which is Parents' Rights and Responsibilities. First, just I feel somewhat vindicated that the bogus definitions originally put into this policy have been removed, so I appreciate that. I just want to express that the changes to FA local are driven by new legislation passed by the state government. I have concerns that the changes are inconsistent with common understanding of parents' rights. Common understanding of parents' rights is that they apply to all parents, not some parents. Unfortunately, the changes required in FA local, required by state legislation, do not honor all parents' rights, but only some parents' rights. These changes are also inconsistent with ensuring safe and supportive learning environments for all students. Thank you.
Seeing no more comments, we'll take a vote. All those in favor of 9C, 9FA, raise your hand. All those against? Got that, Holly? Thank you very much. 9D, the board consider approving on second amendment to the site lease option for T-Mobile West Tower LLC. I'll make a motion with the board consider approving on second reading to site lease for option for T-Mobile West LLC. May I get a second?
Second.
Any questions on this one? Seeing none, we'll now take a vote. All those in favor? Very good. 9E, the board. Sorry, did you abstain? I'm sorry. No for you? I'm sorry. Missed that. I'm sorry. Could not see you through you. I apologize. You got that, Holly, correctly down? Thank you. Thank you for recognizing it. Sorry about that. 9E, the board will consider authorizing the sale of land located at Jack Road and Mound Road for Dunham Point Development. This item was discussed in closed session of the previous night. May I get a motion?
Mr. President, I move the board approve the reversion sale of approximately 120 acres of vacant land located on Jack Road and Mound Road back to Dunham Point Development and authorize the superintendent or designee to negotiate the final terms and conditions of the sale and execute all related documents.
I second.
Any questions? You have a question? Go ahead.
Thank you. I do have a statement regarding this agenda item. As a trustee, I'm committed to doing what's best for the students, employees, taxpayers, and stakeholders of Cyfair ISD. While there's one unique aspect of the agreement that I am uncomfortable with because it represents a significant departure from past practice, I understand the need to look at the big picture and to always do what's in the best interest of the district overall. Voting yes on this agenda item, the sale of property owned by the district in the Dunham Point community, is the right thing to do based upon expert guidance provided by PASA, the district's demography consultant, regarding future enrollment projections. I would like to thank the Dunham Point organization for their collaboration in finding a solution to move forward that benefits the CFISD community.
Very good. Any other discussion? Seeing none, we'll now take a vote. All those in favor of 9E? I think that's everyone. Got that right? Items 9DA and 9DB of discussion portion agenda present on Thursday at the board session. 9DC, superintendent's evaluation, will be discussed in closed session this evening. I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. I'd also like to thank those who are watching from home. May I please get a motion to go into closed session?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?